This is a side dump trailer used to transport and unload loose construction materials such as sand, gravel, crushed stone, and similar aggregates. Material is discharged by tilting the tub to the left or right side instead of lifting from the rear, which helps control how material is placed during unloading. The trailer has a 60,000 pounds capacity and uses a 37 feet rolled steel tub made from Music 1/4 in abrasion-resistant steel. Internal volume measures about 23 cubic yards at water level and up to 33 cubic yards Music when filled level to the top. The dumping system uses a single hydraulic cylinder that raises the tub to a 42 degrees angle, supporting consistent material release while limiting stress on structural components. It is offered in 2-axle and 3-axle layouts Music with overall lengths between 39 feet 8 in and 41 feet 9 in Music and a width of 102 inches. The suspension system is air ride paired with 25,000 pounds nominal axles spaced 49 in apart. Braking uses a 2S1M setup with spring brakes on 2 axles. Lighting consists of sealed LED units connected through a 12V electrical harness along with safety systems for tarp and top position monitoring. And this is a heavy-duty timber transport vehicle concept that combines a truck chassis, an onboard forestry crane, a liftable and rotating operator cab, and a compatible timber semi-trailer system into one working unit. It is intended for roundwood logistics and brings together collection, sorting, loading, and transport tasks without relying on separate machines on site. The semi-trailer uses a high-strength fine-grained steel structure and a reinforced front wall that meets recognized load securing standards. Empty weight starts at approximately 11,000 pounds depending on configuration. The system accommodates timber lengths from about 7 feet up to 46 feet with loading lengths around 41 feet or 44 feet. A typical loaded deck height measures close to 58 inches. A defining feature to be mentioned Music is its elevated operator cab mounted above the chassis. During crane operation, the cab can be raised and rotated, giving the operator a higher viewing position over log piles and work areas while remaining inside the cab. Music, another heavy-duty semi-trailer used for recovering, loading, and transporting disabled or non-drivable vehicles such as trucks, buses, vans, and agricultural machinery. It functions as a vehicle transport and road rescue platform rather than a standard flatbed. The structure is based on a steel frame treated with hot-dip galvanizing and can be configured with multiple axles using commercial heavy vehicle running gear. Air suspension is used to manage ride height with optional lift Music axles to adapt to different load conditions. Loading equipment includes manual or hydraulic rear ramps and a hydraulically movable central platform that Music lifts and repositions vehicles during recovery. Electric or hydraulic winches pull vehicles onto the deck with options for front and rear placement and remote operation. The loading surface can be specified with perforated steel and integrated anchor points secure vehicles during transport. Hydraulic power is supplied either by an independent system or through the towing vehicle's PTO. Optional control systems allow remote operation and axle load and suspension monitoring. Overall dimensions and payload capacity vary by configuration with comparable builds intended for heavy commercial vehicle transport. Music looking at a load securing system that keeps straps, nets, or tarpaulin suspended overhead and ready to use. It operates through an elastic expander rope mechanism combined with guided carriages, swivels, and clamps. The system can be fixed directly to roof beams using attachment straps or clamps or mounted on sliding rails that run the length of the roof. These rails use ball bearing rollers, allowing the securing equipment to be positioned precisely above different loads. Rail sections are available in modular lengths of about 7 feet, supporting installations on bodies around 23 feet or 46 feet long. Configurations range from single units to sets of 6 or 12. The system supports 2 equipment types, one for restraining straps guided by plates, and one for nets or tarps connected with snap hooks. Standard components include lightweight elastic ropes, roller carriages, rails, brackets, stoppers, snap hooks, and D-rings. In use, the securing equipment stays retracted under the roof when not needed. During load restraint, it is pulled down to ground level and tensioned without climbing or throwing straps over cargo. This setup keeps equipment organized, reduces manual handling, and allows repeatable positioning across different loads. Up next, this equipment is a truck-mounted forklift system that travels in a protective box installed between the axles of a delivery truck. During transport, the forklift stays enclosed under the loading platform, keeping the rear of the vehicle free and maintaining balanced weight distribution. When the truck reaches a delivery site, the forklift is deployed from the box and used to unload and place goods directly from the truck. The system is controlled by a single operator using radio remote control, allowing the forklift to be driven out, positioned, and operated without entering a cab. Music: it is intended for placing palletized loads exactly where they are needed at the delivery location music rather than leaving them at the roadside. Key technical characteristics include a maximum lifting capacity of about 4,630 pounds at a 23.6 in load center and a maximum lifting height of around 112 inches. The forklift uses a 3-cylinder diesel engine and a permanent 4-wheel drive drivetrain. Operating weight starts at approximately 3,850 pounds without forks. Overall dimensions are kept under 6.5 feet in both height and width, allowing operation in areas with limited clearance. Looking also to an automatic side rolling tarpaulin system used to cover open truck and trailer bodies that transport bulk materials. It replaces manual tarps and rope-based systems by moving the cover sideways across the vehicle through a fully automatic electro-pneumatic mechanism. Key features include 24V electrical operation, compatibility with bodies up to about 44.8 feet long, and opening and closing cycles completed in under 30 seconds. The tarpaulin is made from PVC with technical fabric reinforcement with an optional self-extinguishing fire-retardant PVC version. It works music using a patented inner air chamber that guides and tensions the tarpaulin as it rolls along the body. This allows the cover to operate without side ropes or additional structural elements and to run on the vehicle's existing bows. Rear doors remain fully accessible because no roll-up hardware is placed at the back. The closed cover forms an airtight and watertight barrier and allows load heights more than about 12 in above the side boards. It is used on vehicles carrying materials such as grain, silage, compost, and waste where controlled containment during transport is required. Music: this is a semi-low loader trailer with an integrated tarpaulin structure used for transporting machinery and industrial equipment while keeping the load covered. It is based on the MAX 100 platform and can be configured with 2 to 6 axles, music all supported by pneumatic suspension. The trailer runs on 17-in wheels and can be equipped with friction-steered or hydromechanically steered axles for improved maneuvering. Overall width is about 100 in and the tarpaulin version provides a loading floor length of approximately 30 feet depending on configuration. Music: fifth wheel height ranges from about 37 to 57 inches. Loading height can reach about 30 in under maximum load when fitted with our 17.5 tires. The chassis may be single or double extendable, allowing up to about 43 feet of additional length. The tarpaulin structure encloses the load space to limit exposure to rain, road spray, and dirt from job sites while also reducing visibility of the cargo. Access to the deck remains open from the sides and rear as the curtain system can be opened quickly. Rear loading is supported by double ramps about 49 in wide. The trailer can also be specified with a hydraulically liftable loading platform for driving vehicles onto the gooseneck. Music additional elements include width adjustable rear corner stakes, music stake pockets, a lift axle, a height adjustable tarpaulin frame, and optional rear gantry or wing doors on certain 4-axle configurations. This is a garment on hanger transport system used in truck trailers to carry clothing such as suits, dresses, and coats while keeping them hanging. It has vertical panels that are mounted to the trailer walls and horizontal rails where the garments are hung. The panels are made from anodized aluminum or steel with thicknesses of about 0.8 to 0.12 inches. The garment rails are made from metal with a chrome finish to prevent small particles from adhering to the clothing. Each rail can hold up to 675 pounds music and is adjusted based on the trailer's interior width. The rails can be positioned at different heights music to optimize the use of space and accommodate various clothing types. A retention system is included to prevent garments from falling during transit. The system maintains garments on hangers throughout loading, transport, and unloading, helping to reduce creasing and damage compared to folded or boxed clothing. Music looking also at a load covering tarpaulin system used on open truck bodies such as tipping beds. It works by rolling a flexible top from the front of the vehicle towards the rear to cover or uncover transported material. The top is guided along both sides of the body by steel cables, which keep it aligned during movement. Music and arched bow structure supports the top as it passes over the load, helping it move across the surface without catching on the material. The system is available with manual, electric, or hydraulic operation. Manual versions use a mechanical gearbox operated by a ground-level crank. Electric versions operate on a 24V DC power supply and use a control unit connected to an electric motor with circuit protection through 80-amp fuses. Hydraulic versions use a hydraulic motor combined with a reducer, pressure valve, and standard fittings. The tarp material can be selected for high-temperature applications such as asphalt transport. Side anchoring is integrated into the tarp using metal cables covered in PVC with hook-based anchoring at the rear. The system is intended to be operated from ground level and follows machinery safety requirements. This equipment is a compact hook loading system mounted on a 7-ton truck chassis used to lift, carry, set down, and reload interchangeable containers or bodies. It allows a single truck to work with different body types such as enclosed boxes, open containers, or flat platforms without permanently fixing one body to the vehicle. The system uses a hydraulic lifting arm and hook to pull a container onto the truck frame or place it on the ground. Container locking is handled by a hydraulic cam mechanism that secures the load during travel and tipping. A low-profile Z-frame structure keeps the center of gravity low, helping maintain stability while lifting or tipping. As technical specifications, we'd mention the lifting capacity of about 7 US tons, compatibility with containers approximately 12 to 14 feet long, and a maximum tipping angle of 52 degrees. Hydraulic power is supplied either by a truck-driven pump or an independent power unit depending on vehicle setup. Operation is carried out from inside the cab with an optional remote control available for improved visibility during loading and unloading. Optional systems include container sheeting and onboard weight measurement. Music. This system is an advanced driver assistance function for highway driving. It helps keep a heavy-duty truck centered within its lane and reduces unintended lane departures. It works by monitoring lane markings and nearby traffic, then applying small steering corrections through the vehicle's power steering when needed. The system supports the driver rather than replacing steering control and requires the driver to keep hands on the wheel. Key functions include lane centering, which applies continuous minor steering input to maintain position between lane lines, and lane departure protection, which intervenes if the vehicle drifts toward or crosses a lane marking without a turn signal. A lane change monitoring function checks adjacent lanes and can counter-steer if a lane change is attempted into an occupied lane. An additional driver monitoring function can respond when steering input indicates the driver is unresponsive by keeping the vehicle centered, slowing it to a stop, and activating hazard lights. The system uses a combination of camera and radar sensors to detect lane markings and surrounding vehicles. Next, we analyzed a manual ground-operated tarpaulin covering system used on flatbed vehicles. It consists of a folding frame made of connected spans that slide along guides mounted on the sides of the trailer. The movement is supported by wheels with self-lubricating maintenance-free bearings, allowing the structure to be pushed along the deck by an operator standing on the ground. Opening and closing takes under 2 minutes. The system functions as a movable cover that can transform an open flatbed into a protected cargo area without blocking access to the load. Sections of the deck can be opened individually or the entire frame can be folded and moved to one position. On a 44 feet semi-trailer, the folded structure occupies about 8 feet of deck length. The tarpaulin is supplied in standard PVC or fire-retardant self-extinguishing PVC and is available in several colors. The system can be configured with different front and rear closures, including rigid panels, roll-up, sliding, semi-automatic, and double-leaf door types along with multiple side fastening systems. It supports palletized cargo, containers, and long or bulky loads such as pipes, coils, and timber. Optional rear extensions increase storage space for the folded frame, allowing transport of a 40 feet container. Music now, this equipment is a truck-mounted tipping body used for transporting and unloading materials. It combines a traditional rear tipping function with a hydraulic side opening system. The body lifts at the front using a hydraulic cylinder to unload loose materials through the rear, and one full side of the body can also open upward to expose the floor for side loading and unloading. The side opening mechanism operates hydraulically and locks mechanically when closed, keeping the body rigid during driving. When opened, it provides full-length access to the load area, allowing pallets or large bags to be placed or removed with a forklift. The opening and closing process is controlled from the vehicle's hydraulic system. The structure consists of an aluminum chassis with a steel wear floor. Typical configurations offer a usable body length of about 21 to 26 feet, an internal width of about 7 to 8 feet, side wall heights from 31 to 47 in, and a load volume of about 20 to 26 cubic yards. This type of body is used when a single vehicle needs to handle both loose materials and unit loads without changing equipment. And this equipment is a truck-mounted skip loading system used to lift, transport, and tip open containers filled with materials such as rubble or debris. It operates through a pair of telescopic arms that extend from the rear of the truck to pick up a container, pull it onto the vehicle frame, and later unload it by reversing the motion. The arm spacing is asymmetric, allowing the system to engage containers that are not perfectly aligned. The system supports a lifting capacity of up to 14 tons and is installed on truck chassis with a gross vehicle weight between 18 and 21 tons. It works with containers ranging from about 9.8 to 14.8 feet in length. Depending on configuration, the unit length is approximately 12 to 15 feet with an overall width of about 8 feet and a transport height near 12 inches. Equipment weight is in the range of 7,000 pounds. The system can include multiple container locking points, mechanical guides, music optional hydraulic locking, engine communication for optimized operating speed, a low noise operating mode, overload indication, and an integrated tarping system for covering loads during transport. Music next. A semi-low loader trailer used to transport heavy machinery and vehicles on public roads. It connects to a truck tractor through a fifth wheel and carries loads on a low-positioned deck that reduces overall transport height. The trailer can be configured with 2, 3, or 4 axles to match different load and road requirements. The loading deck sits close to the ground and includes music, a single telescopic extension that increases usable length when needed. A front section of the deck can be raised hydraulically to align with the gooseneck area, creating a shallow drive-on angle for machines with limited ground clearance. This hydraulic section can be adjusted under load to position equipment accurately. The gooseneck structure uses an outer beam layout assembled with bolted components, allowing different neck geometries and coupling heights. Fifth wheel load capacity ranges from about 13 to 33 short tons, and gooseneck depth varies between approximately 6 and 10 inches depending on configuration. The deck surface can be fitted with serrated steel grating, and multiple integrated lashing points are provided for load securement. Ramp options include double rear ramps or a flip tail ramp to support drive-on loading. This is a heavy-duty semi-trailer used with a truck tractor to move loose bulk material over public roads. It operates as a tipping trailer and can also be equipped with a pneumatic vacuum and blow system. This combination allows material to be unloaded either by tilting the body or by using air pressure depending on the type of load and site conditions. The trailer commonly uses 4 axles to distribute weight and meet legal limits. Internal volume is about 2,100 cubic feet, supporting high payloads for materials such as grain, sand, soil, wood chips, pellets, and similar substances. Air ride suspension supports stable load distribution and controlled driving behavior, while lift axles help reduce tire wear when the trailer is empty. The chassis and tipping body are made from high-strength steel with some configurations including a plastic liner to reduce material adhesion and internal wear. Rear hydraulic tipping is standard. The vacuum and blow system uses piping, valves, and external connections to move fine or hard-to-flow materials when gravity unloading is not practical. Analyzing also an automated sliding rear door system used on tipping truck bodies. Its purpose is to open and close the rear doors during unloading without relying on wide outward door swing. Instead of moving only on hinges, the door panels follow a controlled mechanical path that includes unlocking, opening, and then shifting sideways along the rear and side structure of the body. Music. The system works through a combination of mechanical and powered components. Worm screw drive mechanisms convert rotational motion into linear movement and help keep the doors in position under load. Slide rails guide the door panels and keep them aligned as they move. Actuators provide the force needed to move the doors through each step of the sequence. These elements allow the doors to move in a predictable and repeatable way. Operation can be controlled from inside the vehicle cab, so the opening and closing process does not require manual interaction at the rear of the body. Music now. This is a curtain-sided semi-trailer developed to reduce empty weight while maintaining structural stability and load security. It has an internal length of about 44 feet, an internal width near 8 feet, and an internal height of approximately 8 feet. Music overall length measures about 44 feet with an overall width of 8 feet and an unladen height close to 13 feet. Rear floor height is about 50 inches, coupling height about 45 inches, and wheelbase about 23 feet. The structure is based on a welded chassis made from S700 fine-grained steel combined with SAF axles, disc brakes, and air suspension with automatic ride height control. The first axle can be lifted during operation. The floor uses 1.1 inches birch plywood tested to EN standards, while the body includes a sliding roof and flame retardant curtains meeting ENXL load securing requirements. A flex and bulk system integrated beneath the floor allows conversion from a standard curtain sider to a bulk unloading configuration. 4 foldable steel units work with a fiber-reinforced container containing Kevlar inserts enabling single or multi-compartment bulk transport alongside palletized cargo. Music up next. This is a refrigerated box semi-trailer used for transporting temperature-sensitive goods. It consists of an insulated cargo body mounted on a Music 3-axle semi-trailer chassis and equipped with an integrated refrigeration unit. The insulated body uses a vapor-tight panel structure that limits heat transfer and helps maintain a controlled internal temperature during transport. The trailer measures about 44 Music feet in total length with an internal cargo length of around 44 feet, an internal width of about 8.1 feet, and an internal height close to 8 feet. Overall width is approximately 8 feet and unloaded height is near 13 feet. Rear door clearance allows an opening of about 8 feet Music high by 8 feet wide. Permissible gross weight is about 86,000 pounds with a payload capacity near 68,000 pounds and an empty weight of around 17,000 pounds. Music. The trailer includes onboard sensors and a telematics control unit that monitor temperature, tire pressure, door status, coupling position, and fuel Music level. This data is transmitted to digital interfaces allowing Music remote monitoring and limited remote control of refrigeration functions where supported. This is a semi-trailer used for professional transport operations in 2 distinct applications. Music. It uses a reinforced chassis with 2 or 3 axles, air suspension, hydraulic ramps, or lifting platforms, and 1 or more electric or hydraulic winches that pull vehicles onto the loading deck. Depending on configuration, payload capacity can reach about 24,000 pounds. Hydraulic systems control loading and unloading without external lifting equipment, and air suspension supports load stability during transport. In another configuration, the product functions as an aluminum bulk tipping semi-trailer for moving loose materials such as agricultural products, sand, or gravel. It uses an aluminum detached chassis Music with double skin sidewalls of variable thickness and fully welded joints. Internal dimensions range from about 31 to 37 feet in length, 6 to 7.5 feet in height, Music, and about 7 feet in width with load volume between approximately 58 and 84 cubic yards. This is an advanced emergency braking system used on heavy commercial vehicles to help prevent forward collisions or reduce their severity when avoidance is not possible. It supports up to full autonomous emergency braking at speeds reaching 50 miles per hour, uses a dual radar configuration with 16 antennas, and monitors traffic ahead at distances up to about 820 feet. A near-range field of view of 120 degrees supports detection of vehicles entering the lane. The system combines radar and camera inputs to identify vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists. Audible alerts, visual warnings, and a short haptic brake pulse precede automatic braking. Activation begins above 9 miles per hour for vehicle detection and above 6 miles per hour for vulnerable road users. It operates in coordination with electronic braking, stability control, adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, and an event data recorder that stores data during emergency braking events. In operation, the system continuously analyzes distance and closing speed to objects ahead. Long-range and short-range sensors assess whether the available space remains sufficient. When the calculated risk reaches a critical threshold, the driver is warned through visual and audible signals intended to prompt manual braking. Music. At first glance, it looks like an attachment, but it functions as a removable underlift towing system that allows a road tractor to perform heavy towing tasks without being permanently converted into a wrecker. The unit mounts to the tractor using the fifth wheel plate and a front lockdown bracket, then can be removed so the truck can return to normal trailer operation. Hydraulic power is supplied through optional quick connect wet lines, and front support stands hold the unit upright when it is installed. Include music. A lift capacity of 35,000 pounds when the underlift is retracted and 16,000 pounds when extended, with a maximum tow capacity of 80,000 pounds. Underlift reach extends from 51 in to 113 in, and a 20 degrees power tilt arc supports vehicle pickup and positioning. Standard components include a 20,000 pounds planetary winch with 175 feet of 9/16 in wire rope, passenger side controls, air and electrical connections, safety chains, a fabricated pivoting crossbar, lift fork storage, music, and multiple frame fork sets. Optional equipment can add higher capacity winches, remote controls, lighting systems, tire lifts, tool compartments, and recovery accessories. Music. This is an electric sliding tarpaulin cover system for tipper truck bodies. A flexible top is supported by sliding arches that move along the top of the body to open or close the cover, keeping bulk materials contained during transport. Music. Its key layout choice is the drive system. The 24V motor and operating mechanism are integrated into the rear sliding arch instead of using a front pulling unit. Movement is transmitted through a single cable routed above the body profile, so the sideboards can be opened without the cable sitting in their way. For common side tipping loads such as gravel, crushed stone, and asphalt, the cable can stay engaged during tipping, which reduces extra steps during operation. Control is handled from ground level. Arch height configurations are about 8, 12, 16, or 20 in, and the 16 in and 20 in setups require a mechanical tarp lifting system. Side flap options include flat or short drop of about 4 in with multiple rear closure and side fastening options available to match different body layouts. This is a modular double-decking cargo system that creates a second loading level inside enclosed transport equipment such as dry vans, refrigerated trailers, box bodies,